DeSanto Propane is 4 generations strong as a trustworthy family-owned business with unmatched customer service. Go online at DeSantoPropane.com for more info or call toll-free at 1-800-752-4574. Since 1937, the difference has been DeSanto Propane.
All right, everybody, welcome into Fresh Takes with Russo and Felice. Paul Russo, Nick Felice here with you. He's a man, he's a myth, and he's a legend all in his own. So, going to be an interesting pod today. That's technically correct by you, Nick. We got soccer to discuss again here. We got we're going to touch a little bit on the Big Brother stuff. Just because the first episode's this week, and we talked about it off air a little bit, but like, I know for me, right, I prefer seeing that first episode fully first, but they switched some things up this year, so we're gonna lightly graze the table on Big Brother before we maybe do a deeper dive next week. And Boilermaker weekend for me and you, Nick, as well as Matt and Andrew as well, obviously, but
yes,
we'll be going. I don't view it as head to head. So, but we'll touch a little bit on this week. I'm looking forward to it. And
head to head.
Yeah. So
probably about 1,000 of us, something out there,
give or take. Yeah. So looking forward to it. I think a couple of our sponsors here before we get further, like Cicino's Pizzeria and Restaurant. You can visit them at their original Waterloo location or their downtown location in Geneva. Dine in, takeout, delivery, catering, and banquets. Order online at Cicinos.com. Live, laugh, and eat well. It's the Italian way. And Auburn Auto Group. When it comes to selection and service after the sale, Auburn Auto Group has been the premier destination for new and used car buyers for 40 years. Among their brands offered on Route 5 in Auburn include Chevrolet, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Honda, Toyota, and Subaru. And thanks to their wide range of makes and models, you're sure to find your new or used car at Auburn Auto Group. All right, Nick. So, obviously, on the World Cup front, we have to start with the elephant in the room. U.S. soccer falls to Belgium 4-1. There's a lot to maybe kind of get to, obviously, with it. I don't know if we're the right people in the grand scheme of it, just because we aren't soccer experts in the maybe, true technical sense of things. I just want to start here, I think, because we're part of that generation that really grew up, obviously, post millennia, that was kind of sold this like U.S. soccer on the rise thing, right? And, I don't mean to maybe go after some of these guys, especially given, like I said, we're going to get into it a little bit with the way some of the players, specifically maybe one, played on Monday. But like, we were sold, right, this bill of goods, whether you go from like Clint Dempsey, Landon Donovan, I know he didn't play truly at the national level like we thought, but like I remember distinctly Freddie Adu on Sports Illustrated Kids, for example, being sold on him. And with all the momentum that there was in the past, obviously for lack of better, whatever, a month here, right? And it seemed like U.S. soccer might be making a turn. It just felt like, again, we just had that thing that we were sold to as kids growing up, where it's like U.S. soccer making the turn and just falling on their face. And here we are again. And now there's obviously a lot of question marks going forward, and we'll probably jump a little bit into that too, obviously. But like, just I think my gut reaction from Monday is just like, it's the same crap again. Here we go again. And it's like nothing. It just feels like nothing will actually ever change in a way for U.S. soccer.
I see how you feel that way. I felt that this was a very positive tournament because they were more fun to watch than they ever had been, to be honest with you. They were scoring goals like they never before. And even in the Belgium game the other day, Malik Tillman had another great free kick goal. Yes, it's the same result as the last 4 World Cup appearances, losing in the round of 16. Second time they lost to Belgium in the last 12 years. So in that round, and it's disappointing because they can't really ever seem to beat the Europe team unless it's Bosnia. But yes, it's disappointing. But I thought there was a lot of positives to take away. And, teams have bad games. That's sports. You're not going to play your best every day. That's why the NCAA tournament is great, because a team could just have a bad game and lose to a really not as good as them team. And truthfully, I don't know. I mean, they got the goal at the end there. It was really, and then it was a terrible second half. But even though they had possession, it felt like a little bit more. It was just a terrible game. But I took some positives out of that, and I don't think Belgium was 4-1 better than us. I think we played horrible.
No, I mean, I think if you look at it from that angle, it was probably a 2-1 game essentially. But obviously, just the most deflating goals, at least one was by far the Freeze misplay. And look, I'm not going to sit here again and act like I would know what I would do in that situation or not. My level of soccer experience ends in 8th grade. My level of goaltender experience ends in 8th grade. I just, it's one of those things where I do want to try it. Me and you are essentially the same when it comes to that. Like, I do want to try and extract some positives out of this. It's the only thing, though, I agree with, of all people, Alexi Lawless on. You can't have moral victories anymore if you're U.S. soccer. And that's frankly my thing with this at this point, right? It's like and like I said, I think it's a lot specifically for our generation, right? That was growing up when the MLS kind of came on the scene and had that first burst of popularity. Maybe soccer too as a whole, right? I mean, I think about up here in central and western New York, right? Like, the Rochester Rhinos were a big deal for a while. Like, even the Salty Dogs in Syracuse. Like, but you look at it now, and not to say that it's not still big, but like, I think for our generation, we just kind of are stuck in this weird spot of like, and like I said, we'll get more into this obviously in a second, but like, I look at a guy like Christian Pulisic, and I'm just like, you're probably closer to that Freddie Adu thing than Dempsey and Donovan.
He's one career World Cup goal.
Correct. And look, I get he's hurt and it's tough, whatever, but like, I think I agree with Carly Lloyd here, which he tweeted about yesterday. Like, you rest when you're done. And I just, I'm sure there's somebody out there that's going to actually take the U.S. soccer side of things eventually here and put it up. But like, I'm done with Pulisic here. Like, it's another, frankly, for probably lack of a better term, false prophet. In a way, you know what I mean?
I think I agree with you with the Freddie Adu comparison.
Yeah.
As of right now, his career is not set and done, but this was a big prime of his career, this World Cup, and he just he showed up assist wise in the first game. He did a good job.
But like, and that's why I get like injuries and whatever, but like the Pulisic thing now has been pushing over, not obviously on the international stage in this sense, not a decade, but like, I remember like 10 years ago being told about this kind of wonder kid who was like, he's already over in Europe playing professionally, and he's like the youngest American who's ever done it. And it's like, cool. And like, you had that backed up. And like, since then, it's just kind of, he has had moments obviously at the club level, but like, nothing on that international side's lived up to it. And even then, like, right now, you can make the case of like, on the club side, like, it's not there. So, I don't know. And like, that's the thing, like you mentioned, like, the big winners out of this World Cup, if there are any for the U.S., have got to be like your Tillman or Flo or Gio Reyna, in all honesty.
Weston
even
McKennie.
even Berhalter too. Yeah. Like, I mean, like, there are a pocket of guys who, like, I think, given the situation, right? Like, Berhalter probably should have started. Again, I'm not an expert, so I don't know for sure in the sense of whatever, but like, you can't blame, to me, Monday at all on Tillman or Berhalter or even Flo. I know a lot of people were pinning stuff on Flo, but like, they just weren't finding flow when he was like opening lanes and stuff like that.
He
Like, it
barely
just,
touched the ball.
yeah. So like I don't know what you want him to do any different.
And I thought Reyna did a nice
Yeah.
job coming in the second half,
Yeah.
and he's a talented player. I mean, striker wise, they're very talented this year. Deepest I think they've ever been. Shout out your brother with that statement. Defensive wise, still struggles. I think they were better than in years past because the defense in the past not that great. But just goaltender wise, defense wise, still a question mark down there. But there's definitely some. There's definitely some.
And
bright
look,
spots.
I think the
Not
tough
depth at all.
and I think the tough spot too, right, is you probably collectively had the worst performance out of that team happen on Monday.
That was as worst they could play.
Correct. Not to say that maybe certain players in certain spots played worse throughout this World Cup for the U.S., but like, I don't know. It's tough because like Felice was kind of put in this spot, not in a tough way, right? But it was honestly the biggest question mark going in for this team for the team going into the World Cup was like who was actually going to get the starting nod in net. They go with Felice, and frankly, I thought he played phenomenal those opening the 3 group stage games and then the win against Bosnia last week. But like, yeah, just
He had a nice start this game.
yeah, but like it just very clearly, like, I know that goal's gonna get replayed for him a lot, obviously, but like, yeah, I mean, it looked like a guy who kind of very clearly had the rookie stripes, as we would say in racing. You know what I mean? Like, had jitters of some sort, and just it is what it is. Nothing you can do now, obviously.
That was the biggest game of his career.
Yeah.
It's not. I hate to knock on the MLS, but he's an MLS goalkeeper.
Yeah.
And he's going against one of the better teams in Europe. This is the big stage for him. And he didn't work out the way he had hoped, but I will say, Europe, they're very passionate about their soccer. That is their sport over there.
Mm-hmm.
And I think with the whole Balogun thing, with the red card, him playing or not, I think Europe was shaking in their boots a little bit about the United States. Sure, it didn't work out on Monday, but they were a little nervous. I think we finally got Europe a little nervous that we could potentially be coming. I think,
but not to devil's advocate this thing outright here, but like, my rebuttal to that though would be simply like, sure, but like this is the same thing that we've seen again out of the U.S. for what, at least 4 straight World Cups now, essentially. Like, I get what you mean, and I'm not going to sit here and deny and say like I don't, because I definitely agree with you. I think the crop is still the best it's ever been collectively, but like it still is very clearly beneath most of the what we'll call higher end European nations.
There is a gap.
Yeah.
Yes. And my rebuttal to that is play us in actual football, Belgium.
Yeah. Yeah. I shout out French fries though, because they are technically Belgian. So
Ooh.
French fries.
French fries are Belgian.
Wait, you didn't know this?
I thought they were French.
No. It's just like the name.
Really?
Yeah.
Belgian waffles, Belgian.
Yes.
Hamburgers, American.
I suppose technically, yes. Yeah.
Why do you say technically? Who else has come up with that?
Well, I remember there's like a thing in like I want to say it's like Germany that's similar, but like not really. It's not in the sense of like where like the hot dog is very clearly a Frankfurter, which came from Germany type situation. It's different. Anyway, Belgian waffle. We might be having one of those over the weekend.
Ooh,
that's for later on. So
yeah. But just disappointing.
Yeah. Other World Cup stuff here, obviously, that we should probably touch on. I think we're all kind of are we as a collective riding for Norway now at this point? I think it seems like that's the case.
Well, yes, because I like to root for France, but them Mbappe kids give me Wemby vibes. And he's kind of.
You sound like an Argentine senator.
Yeah, I'm not caring for him too much. The Holland kid, very good, and Norway's fun, good celebration. Yeah, I am pulling for them. I kind of was rooting for Egypt, and then they blew it. So, and I don't have anything against Argentina. It's just I think it's a little rigged towards Messi. They'll do whatever it takes to get him into the championship again. It's his last one. Thought they'd get Ronaldo there too, but Portugal is just not good enough. But yeah, I'm rooting for Norway. And a little bit deep down inside, even though they're playing England, right?
Yep.
Deep down inside me is rooting for England.
Wow, really?
Yes.
Why is that?
I like England. Wimbledon.
Interesting.
Yeah, Harry Kane's a good player. He might play NFL kicker. He has interest in it as well.
Well, I'm definitely not rooting for England. You know why? Because coming off the 250th birthday of our country.
Yes.
Happy
birthday.
Despite all the crap going on with us, we defeated the British twice. We went and bailed them out of 2 world wars.
Did they really say the British are coming? The British are coming?
That's Paul Revere. But we bailed them out of 2 world wars.
Yes.
I am not rooting for England, damn it.
The food is terrible.
Give me Norway. I wouldn't say all food. I'm a big tea and coffee cake kind of guy. Even though that part's not necessarily British.
I think I've had fish and chips.
I'm a big fish guy. Fish and chips, yeah.
Not a big fish guy.
Blimey.
I do like shrimp. Big shrimp.
That's not British.
But it's fish.
Is it?
I think so.
I'm pretty sure it's a seafood.
I think it's in Finding Nemo.
Okay, well, we have the technology here.
But
I'm pretty sure shrimp is technically a crustacean, if anything. Or maybe not. I don't know.
I would root for Switzerland, but Swiss cheese is just stupid. I mean, who puts holes in cheese? Why is there a hole in it?
No, shrimp are not fish. Biologically, they are very different. Fish are vertebrates. Shrimp are crustaceans, which means they're invertebrates. I was right. You were wrong.
Well, I do like eating them.
I don't disagree. I might have some shrimp this weekend.
You never know.
Protein.
But the winner of that is who I'm rooting for.
Mm-hmm.
All the other teams can, I don't know. I don't care for them. Not rooting for France.
I don't know. I picked France at the start of this deal. I feel like I still got to kind of roll with them.
I would root for Morocco, though.
I'm all in. I'm all in with Aaron Holland. Holland. He is a blue just like his dad. Now he's at the Etihad. Holland.
Never heard the song.
I literally put in our group chat like 2 days ago.
I'm sorry.
We'll do it after. I don't want to get hit with a copyright strike. We've done pretty good with that in my tenure here at FL1. So. Yeah,
so that's your latest on the World Cup from the biggest soccer experts out there.
And we'll keep going next week with it because what else have we really got? So, before we went live, even though it wasn't like breaking news at that point, Justin Verlander's retiring at the end of the year. He was made. I don't know how I feel about this legacy captain thing at the All-Star game anymore.
The NBA did it too.
It's either way. So Rob Manfred announced Verlander was going to be a legacy captain, and like conveniently, Verlander put out a statement saying about how this year is going to be his last year officially now and everything like that. I've had I wouldn't say this part's I've had a very small love, very, very much so hate relationship with Verlander throughout his time. I'm not going to sit here and deny his greatness. I would put Kershaw above him, which for me, I think with you knowing for sure, Nick, it's saying something in that sense. I'm putting Kershaw above Verlander for me. But, it's tough for me to root for a guy who, clearly quit on his team at one point.
Yeah.
Did everything he could to get out of there. Allegedly aided and abetted in a cheating scandal.
Yes.
Only to kind of complain when stuff went bad there and want to go back, force his way back to Detroit. Just one of those players who I'm not going to sit here and say he's not a Hall of Famer in that sense. I think it's tough right now given the state of the sport and pitching as a whole and stuff like that. I did kind of laugh when the push notification I got about it first was like, legendary future Hall of Famer announces his retirement. Sure. Yeah, I guess. But
what do you mean? You don't think he's a Hall of Famer?
He's got a 3-year run where he was trying to get out of Detroit where I really question a lot of things.
Yes.
So, again, I don't deny, especially with the guys who I consider to be Hall of Famers or want to be in the Hall of Fame, right? But it's interesting. You got him. Nothing on the Scherzer front yet.
No.
It's interesting, but yeah, we're losing, I guess, another one, quote unquote, from our childhood, even though he's not really so much childhood. Like,
Well,
very weird. He's got a weird timeline, right? It's like a 20+ year career, but it's like a very weird, like I said, and this might just be for me personally, but it's a very weird, like, arc for Verlander.
yeah. Kershaw is definitely the better person. I think
Well, we don't know that for sure.
we don't. Yeah, Verlander's had some controversies in his career, no doubt. But I would take Verlander over Kershaw.
Mhm.
I thought Verlander in his prime could go out there and throw a no hitter almost every time. I thought he was that good. I loved him when he was on the Mets. That was a great run.
I'm probably taking Doug Fister.
Doug Fister, good guy,
Sure.
Mariner legend.
Met legend.
What?
Met legend. No, wait.
Was he on the Mets?
He had a weird arc. You keep going.
But I think Verlander's one of the best pitchers of all time.
I think the question here for a lot of people, and it's because they are going to get lumped together because they were teammates for so long and everything. And like, do you go Scherzer or Verlander?
Verlander.
Really, I go Scherzer.
I think Verlander's one of the best pitchers of all time.
I
think he's the greatest pitcher I've ever seen.
Wow. We might need to get your dad for that one then.
Oh, I saw the end of Pedro Martinez's career. So.
I wouldn't say we saw the end. I mean, I think we saw more of the end than obviously anything else, but like we saw peak Pedro.
Then again, Roy Halladay was awesome too.
But Halladay for me is another weird one. Like we've talked about this before. This is going back to obviously the early days of the pod for here, but like we talked about Halladay a ton in the sense of like I also have a complicated feeling about him, although I think I would probably put him above Verlander still. I don't know.
I mean, Kershaw is great.
Yeah.
I just thought Verlander was dominant. And when I think a guy's dominant like that, I'm going to put him up there. And it's like hitter-wise, the two scariest hitters I remember growing up were Albert Pujols and Aramis Ramirez. And Albert Pujols was probably he's got way better stats than Ramirez does, but Ramirez had a great career, and he's a Pirate legend.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I mean, he was always scary.
I was a big Aramis Ramirez guy. Probably the most underrated third baseman of our generation. That's the wild part because you talk to players, they talk very highly of him. So
he was a terrifying hitter when he came up. But Scherzer, I was a big.
I'll look up some stuff on him in a second. But I do have the Doug Fister stuff here: Seattle, Detroit, Washington, Houston, Boston, Texas.
No Mets. Thanks, Doug.
I think I was probably thinking of Pretty Rick Porcello.
Ooh, Rick.
Another one who had a very tremendous 1-year peak.
Cy Young.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I'm trying to think. I'm a big Tim Lincecum fan. I think he's up there.
Big time Timmy Jim.
I think he should be in the Hall of Fame. I think it's ridiculous that he's off the ballot. But
God, it's crazy. Aramis Ramirez only had 3 All-Stars.
I know. He's a great player.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't get enough love.
Career WAR of 32.3. 386 home runs, a 283 batting average. Let's see who his comparables are really quick here.
And he's like Verlander. Started with the team and ended with the team.
Yeah, but very different.
But I mean,
different whatevers.
It's not shocking. Like you said before the show. I think you said it before the show. He should have retired 3 years ago.
Yeah,
but when he was on the Giants, he was horrible last year.
Yeah,
he's not gonna get to 300. I think he's 20-something wins short, which kind of sucks for him. But one of the coolest facts about Verlander is he was on the Conan show when it was on TBS. He went on there and talked about how he eat Taco Bell before every start. I thought that was kind of neat.
Yeah.
I wonder if he still does it.
Somewhere Pat Russo's happy.
But he went down in the AAA. He played this year. That had been so weird after all these years.
I'm rehab though.
And now my boy McCutcheon's about to do it with Gwinnett.
Yeah, he's back.
Yeah, it's crazy. That shows determination. He wants to play again. But
one final thing on the Aramis Ramirez front. So his top 10 comparability scores. It's a split half and half. 5 Hall of Famers and 5 non-Hall of Famers.
Wow.
So, and to me, for sure, one future Hall of Famer on that list technically.
Who is it?
Machado.
But
hey, either way. All right. Before we get out of here,
and that wraps up Verlander's career.
Yeah. Before we get out of here, like I said, it's probably just going to be a short pod today. we're going to talk more on both these things next week, probably more, obviously. I don't know about, like, in-depth on the one, but, like, me and Unica, we got the Boilermaker this weekend. Mentioned Matt and Andrew also doing it, but they're doing the 15K. We're doing the 5K. It's my first ever 5K run period here.
I haven't done a.
I've been doing
5K.
I've been doing some legitimate training for this, which is crazy to think about.
You're ready.
Yeah, I'm probably about as good as I'm gonna be at this
It's a big
point.
deal for you. It's your first ever competitive run, I guess.
Yeah, I'm probably about as good as I'm gonna be, or ready as I'm gonna be right now. I know you're
Not ready.
not ready, but I'm looking forward to it. I mean, this is a unique event. Everything I've heard about this is like, it's a really awesome event and everything like that. So can't wait to get into Utica. I'm going in on Friday. You're coming in on Saturday. Like I said, we'll do a better recap and everything of stuff next week. But going into it, we just don't. This isn't like the Seneca 7 for us. We don't know kind of what's ahead of us. Yeah.
So we're gonna tell you more next week. Yeah, it's Paul's first race, but I've never done this race, so I have no idea what to expect.
True. Oh.
So. And they're saying like 15,000 people, which is a lot of people.
Right.
So.
I think the 5K is like 5,000 of that. So it's a pretty good number.
What does the Wonderful Life Run get?
They get about 5 to 6 now.
So we're talking
5 to 6,000.
We're talking about that type of crowd for our little race, which is the
So I guess in that sense, it's not like totally unheard of numerically, obviously, for even probably people like us.
That's
but
just a 5K.
yeah.
I don't know. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
We have to do it under 45 minutes, I think.
Yep. Yeah, it's interesting. I'll provide my time for sure next week. But my initial plan going into this was I just didn't want a DNF, right? And now it's a little different. Like, that's still obviously to me is like the main goal. It's just like I just want to finish.
Yeah.
But I think it'd be pretty cool if I was able to get somewhere. I hate to do like a broad range like that, but given kind of where I've been running at right now, if I could for sure sub 40, but like I'd really think it'd be cool if I still got somewhere between the 38 to 40 minute bracket right now. That'd be pretty all right.
You finish?
Yeah. So,
well, it's gonna be a lot of fun.
I think you'll end up being fine. You got long legs. You can cover a lot of distance with your legs.
This is my goal.
Yeah.
Is to run 2 miles and then walk like a half mile and then run last.
I don't know. The walking thing's weird the way I was reading the rules. So
And I think they just don't want any like walking like the Wonderful.
right.
Or like
No,
a lot of
right.
people are walking.
That's my thing where I don't think they're gonna get on you.
Walk.
I know that's the thing. I don't think they're gonna get on you for if you're just like for like a couple seconds. Not just like.
I mean, it's a race.
Yeah.
It's walking all the time.
Right.
Even the half marathon, there's walking, but we'll see. But look forward to it.
Yep. And then the only other thing to get out here, like we mentioned, Big Brother 28 starts tomorrow on Thursday, first episode. Not live. We already allegedly have stuff happening in the house.
I think yesterday was day 1.
Yeah, we're going to go more in depth, obviously, next week. Like I mentioned, especially I prefer seeing that first episode, but they did full intros for everybody on YouTube yesterday on live. So we got to see everybody, not everybody, let me rephrase, all 14 of the new house guests, outright new house guests that will be out. It's widely speculated that we'll have some sort of returnees, whether that's through the Big Brother universe or the Survivor universe. Remains to officially be said, but we got it reported to be Angela Murray from Big Brother 26, and then is it Rick Devers?
Rick Devens.
Devens from Survivor 40.
Survivor 39.
Oh, 39. Okay.
And 50.
Gotcha. So we got kind of two not official but official, and then the only other one that we talked about name wise that kind of popped up was D from the Survivor side as well. So, and that one is not as reported right now technically, but has been around longer than the other two. So I don't know what to make of it. So,
and also just make a correction.
Yeah.
Devens is from Survivor 38. Don't come at me in the comments.
Apologies.
38 and 50.
You're good. I mean, I thought he was 40. So there's that. But yeah, it's tough to form the opinion yet on the house guests when you only have the full house technically knowingly known yet. But the 14 that we had introduced to us yesterday, collectively, I know we're kind of somewhere in the middle on them right now, just overall. It's a lot of, to me, it's a lot of, I don't want to say plug and play type people, but like very clearly drawn from people from the past couple seasons. And
Yes, very.
I don't have a problem with it, but like, and I don't have a problem with it in that sense, but like where I have the issue is a little bit of this, like, I don't know, I not a knock on some of these guys, on some of these players, right? Because like it's tough. I don't know what I would do for 90 days in that house in the hypothetical, or even 14 days. But like I think I'd rather have more of like your Tuckers than I don't know. I guess your Avas or Palomas or whatever the case may be. So
yeah, yeah. I mean, they're similar.
yeah.
There's a lot of interesting people out there. Go find those people.
Yeah.
Everyone's different. I mean, they're
that's the
different people.
That's the other part too. Not to interrupt, but you bring up a good point there, and I don't know if you meant it this way, but like, there's a handful of people, at least out of the 14 that we got introduced to yesterday, that have some type of what we'll just call media experience. Because obviously, I don't know if we'd consider podcasting on Barstool TV experience in the traditional sense, but like you have like that. You have
They've been in front of a camera.
Yeah, you have somebody who's been on Beast Games and RuPaul's Drag Race, and I just like I get it, and I don't have a problem with it. But
trying to create good television,
right? But like, I think the game is better from the stuff that I've picked up on. Mind you, I haven't been watching as long as you have, and mind you, maybe your Big Brother watching isn't as long as obviously your Survivor watching, but like the sense I get from these shows, it's always better when you have more people who aren't accustomed to having those cameras on. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what to fully expect. And look, maybe that's the point, right? You have a chunk who's used to having that, and then a chunk who's maybe not used to having that, and maybe that will make for great stuff. I don't know. We'll find out at 3 months from now, but like, yeah, I don't know. It's a very mixed bag. I for the little, albeit long for what it was, but in the short nuggets we did get with each of these individuals, like, yeah, there's a couple I like and there's a couple I really don't like, but that's kind of the way every season is. Yeah.
Don't undersell yourself, but you've watched 8 seasons now. This is your 8th season.
Yeah, but I'm just talking like your catalog. Your catalog can go deeper than my catalog.
Sure.
And
this is me and Matt's 10th season.
Yeah.
Of Big Brother we're watching. But you're right. I've been watching Survivor since season 17.
Yeah. And that's what I mean, where it's like you just have that catalog and knowing and seeing, like, don't get me wrong, like, I'm sure, because I didn't watch it, I'm sure Survivor 50 was cool, but like, I don't know, was the product as good as, say, like, Survivor 43? I'm just naming like a random season in the sense of just like,
it's gone downhill.
Yeah.
For sure.
So, hey, like I said, we'll dive more into it next week when we have an episode. Actually, technically, it would be more than an episode under our belt at that point.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I think we'd have 2 episodes and an unlocked.
Yeah, I could kind of care less about the unlocked thing. The only way I'll care in the sense of the way we're saying will be if they actually announce.
Yeah.
It's also widely speculated that the 4th is going to be more announced on there, so.
They're making you want to watch it, but I'll just look on it at TikTok.
Correct. Especially for me, I don't think when I get to Utica.
And it's not like they're not going to explain it on Sunday.
Right. And I think for me, when I get to Utica on Friday, my main objective is not going to be, getting to CBS at 8:00.
Yeah. Also,
or 9:00.
Also, about this weekend, the MLB draft's on Saturday.
It's weird. Like, they're doing the top 10 thing again, like, separately, and then it's like 11 through 40 on. Yeah, I don't know.
I always thought it was Sunday.
No, I don't know, man. It's the MLB draft.
I do like that they put it to All-Star Weekend instead of June, what they used to do it. I like it. That's part of the weekend.
We'll save some of that for next week, because I want to talk about some baseball again next week. So.
Shout out to our boy Braxton Ashcraft. He made it.
I saw it, replacement guy. So
how do we not have a hitter, though?
Hey, speaking of shout-outs.
How do we not have a hitter?
I don't know, but speaking of your shout-outs, Nick, go ahead. Who are you shouting out today?
Shout out Andrew Lucchesi.
And Braxton Ashcraft.
And Braxton. Double shout out for the 2 of them. Braxton might not watch this, even though
he definitely probably
biggest
does
supporter since day one right here. Yeah, shout out Andrew.
I was ahead of him before you were.
Giannis and Braxton.
Yeah.
Shout out to Andrew. We'll see you this weekend. Gonna be a good race. We talk about me and Paul. How about Matt versus Andrew? What's gonna happen?
I got my money on Andrew.
Go Andrew. Shout out.
Appreciate everybody for listening and tuning in to Fresh Takes this week. You can find I got my mind messed up now because of that. Fresh Takes here, fingerlicks1.com, the F1 YouTube channel, audio only feed on all major podcasting platforms. We will be back again. Yeah, next Wednesday. I had a brain fart there again for a second, man. The heat's getting to me, Nick, even though we're in air conditioning. So enjoy the weekend, everybody. We'll talk again next week.